Legit, I feel like I'm discovering the secrets of life out here working in healthcare. As a hospital social worker, most of the patients that I work with are frail seniors who have a lot of health complications going on. And through working with sick people in their old age, it's made me realize that there is a lot that we, the younger generation, can learn from hearing the life stories of people who have lived a very long time. And it's made me truly appreciate how even the small choices that we make today can really accumulate over time to determine the kind of life that we're going to lead for the rest of our life into our old age. And it's made me realize that there are 3 things that if you start investing in early, will set you up for the healthiest, happiest, most successful life for the rest of your life. And I'm going to be sharing those 3 things with you in this video today, so make sure you keep watching if you, like me, also want to make the most of your life and be thriving into your old age. The first thing I learned that you need to start investing in early is your health. Now, I'm not about to lecture anyone on
making sure you exercise and eat vegetables.
I think we all know the importance of living a healthy lifestyle, but I think this advice does hit different when you work with people who haven't been taking the best care of their health for decades. And unfortunately, I have seen a lot of cases where a person's health complications were a result of unhealthy lifestyle choices accumulated over a long period of time. And I'm also not saying that they chose this life for themselves, because building healthy habits is definitely not easy, and it can be complicated by whatever else is going on in someone's life at the time. But what is undeniable in any scenario is that it is much harder to build these healthy habits and make these lifestyle choices the longer you wait. And the longer you wait, the more damage that's done to your health in the meantime. There's a concept from Atomic Habits by James Clear that says that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement, and that good habits make time your ally, while bad habits make time your enemy. And through working with sick seniors, I have seen living proof of this concept. And my hope for us all is that we start investing in and prioritizing our health today, so that we can benefit from all that compound interest when we're old. Find healthy recipes that you love to make and discover the joy and the reward in cooking delicious meals for yourself. Find physical activities that you actually enjoy doing and that boost your mood and don't feel like a chore. Find things other than alcohol and other substances as your ways of choice of winding down or turning up or coping. Coping is a huge one, guys. Like, I just want us all to do a visualization exercise for a second and just close our eyes and imagine what kind of person we would be in 10, 20, 50 years if we addressed our emotional issues today by going to therapy rather than reaching for that wine bottle in the evening or taking shots at the club on the weekend. And I know it is much easier said than done, but I promise you, your future self and your old person self will thank you immensely. My ultimate goal in life is to be a fit ass old lady. Like, I want to be glowing, thriving, climbing the mountains of Western Canada every day, and I want you all to be fit ass old people with me. So let's do this together. Let's set ourselves up for success early and start investing in our health with those healthy habits today. The next thing to start investing in as early as possible is your relationships. When you're old and sick, you need other people in your life who care about you if you want to manage and stay relatively well. And it is the patients I see who have no family or friends who are the hardest to come up with a care plan for. So what I've learned from observing this is that if you want to be thriving as an old person, but also at any life stage, you need to be prioritizing investing in and nurturing in your relationships today. Now, I'd say that about 98% of the time it is family taking care of these older adult patients, and most of the time it is their adult children. Now, when I was a teenager, and even as an early 20-something-year-old, I wasn't too keen on the whole marriage and family thing. And even in my mid-20s, I wasn't completely sold that that was the life that I wanted for myself. But now, after having worked with so many frail seniors and seeing how absolutely necessary it is for them to have a supportive family if they want to fare well, I am 1,000% sure that I do want to have a family of my own. And in fact, it's one of my priorities in life now is to establish my own family. Not only do I prioritize having a family now, I also know that when I do have a family, I am going to prioritize maintaining loving, caring, supportive relationships with them. Because there are also a lot of seniors I see who are estranged from their family or whose kids want nothing to do with them. And I just find that so sad. And it also makes it a lot more complicated to come up with a care plan for these patients when these kinds of family dynamics are involved. I've already started buying parenting books. And I consume content on relationships every day, whether that's through books or podcasts or articles, and I practice what I learn with the people closest to me in my everyday life through listening to them and supporting them and spending time with them. Everybody says that relationships are the real meaning of life, and there's even that huge Harvard study that shows that people with good relationships are the healthiest and happiest in their old age, and I believe it. Like, I don't need science to prove that to me because I experienced that in my everyday life. Like, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to imagine where I'd be without my closest people. And I think about how I can be a good person to them every day, and I plan on doing this for the rest of my life. Now, I have seen in some cases it's not the family taking care of these patients in their old age. Sometimes it's a really close friend or a neighbor or someone in their church community, and I've seen these patients do relatively well in the community too. So it's not completely necessary to do the whole build a family thing if you want to do well in your old age. And also, whether or not you do end up building a family, it's still really important to be maintaining friendships throughout your life. Overall, without a doubt, one of the most important things you can do in life is to form a close group of people around you, ideally a mix of family and friends, and maintain really supportive and caring relationships with them. And finally, if you want to be living a healthy, successful life, you're also going to want to invest early in your finances, because being old is hella expensive, y'all. Like, I had no idea how expensive aging is until I was exposed to it through this job. Like, did you know that if you want to hire an in-home caregiver or live in a nice retirement home, like not the nightmare institution kind you see in the news, an actual nice one, you're gonna have to be ready to easily cough up several thousands of dollars, if not over 10 grand every month. This shocked me into opening my retirement account within weeks of starting this job. Or if you're also going to be taking care of your parents in their old age, which if you're a child of immigrant parents like me, that's probably going to be you too, you're going to want to start thinking about the finances involved in that today so that you're prepared and you'll have enough to support them when the time comes. Now, I also want to make sure I'm being really sensitive about this topic and I'm not just coming on here and being like,
Just have more money. It's that simple.
like, making and saving money is hugely complicated by the structures we live in that keep people stuck in a poverty cycle and make it a lot harder for certain people to build up their finances depending on their gender or their racial background. But something we can all do, even within these structures, to empower ourselves is to educate ourselves on personal finances. Something easy that I started doing was taking a little bit of time every day to learn about personal finances, even if that was just watching a 10-minute YouTube video. Now, I am by no means a financial advisor or anything of that sort, and this is not meant to be financial advice. I'm just making this video for educational and entertainment purposes. But in my humble opinion, I believe that the first topic that we should be looking into when thinking about the future of our finances is investing. Now, there's that saying that goes that you can't save your way to wealth, you have to invest your way to wealth. And the earlier you start investing, the more your money grows over time from compound interest. And some of you might have seen that graph that shows how much money you'll have at 65 years old if you start investing at 21 versus at 30 years old. And the amount is just ridiculous. So if you want to also be able to afford a good quality of life when you're in your old age, I would strongly recommend that you look into starting investing today if you haven't already. A great place to start would be to see if your workplace has a sponsored retirement plan where they'll match your contributions, because that's literally free money, so you might as well start today. Or if your workplace doesn't offer a retirement plan, I would still strongly recommend looking into investing on your own. And I know it can seem like a really intimidating topic, but when I started learning more about it, I realized it's a lot easier than I thought it'd be. And I'll leave some of the resources that I use to learn more about investing in the description below if you're interested. Now, investing is just one piece of the puzzle. We should also be looking into how to increase our income, whether that be through negotiating a raise or starting a side hustle or a main hustle. We should also be looking into how to save and budget and spend wisely according to our financial goals. So there are a few components that go into setting ourselves up to be financially secure in the future. And in the internet era, all the information on how to do that exists out there for free. So I'll leave some of my favorite, more general financial education content creators in the description below if you're interested. But I do really encourage people to start future-proofing your finances today so that you can feel secure in knowing that you're gonna be able to afford good care and live a comfortable life, both for your parents and for yourself. So those are the 3 things that I learned to start investing in early through working in healthcare. I really hope that you found this video helpful and that if you're a millennial or a Gen Z, you start taking advantage of the greatest asset that you have, which is time, to start setting yourself up for a healthy, happy, successful future. Now, this is part 1 of a 2-part series on the life-changing things I learned working in healthcare. And next week, we're going to be talking about how working in healthcare has completely changed my relationship with my parents forever. And I'm going to be sharing some really important things that everyone should know, but especially if your parents are going to be retiring in the next 10 years or if they've already retired. So if that's you, then please subscribe and stay tuned, and I will see you then.